So they say all good things must come to pass. And it has come to pass that I must leave 2924 West Riverside Drive after 18 years. I actually care less about the apartment. I'm kind of excited to move somewhere where windows work and, you know, the stove has knobs that work, but I am pretty broken up about breaking up my 18-year-old garden here. So I'm making this video to kind of record what used to be a typical morning for me. I would just wake up and, especially during the pandemic, it was really, really nice to come out here. This is the porch. A previous resident left these metal arbors behind, which are perfect for hanging tillandsias and things. I've discovered that gardens are kind of like houses or work. They expand to fill the space. And I was outrageously lucky. These two hanging pots have been here for probably 15 years. And I was lucky to have a landlord who didn't really mind me going to town. So this is a little walk. Over the years, I inherited a lot of hardscaping and garden art from other neighbors. Sometimes people would anonymously leave me gifts, which was really sweet. A neighbor down the street gave me this beautiful plant stand. The place I'm moving does not have a lot of space, but I am going to try and take as much as I can. I have prioritized the plants. I'm fostering them out with people. Oh, look, this Hoya is blooming again. That's kind of cool. Look at this beautiful flower cluster here. This is one of the ones that I'm going to try and take with me. And many of these plants are gifts. The ones that I'm really eager to take with me are gifts that were, you know, sort of great importance from close friends, and also some from estates of people, friends who passed away. So I'm hoping that maybe at some point I will live somewhere where there's enough space to kind of do a gardening thing again, and that I will be able to resurrect a lot of this. People are unbelievably kind. I can't believe all my plant peeps have come through with, you know, coming over with trucks. They're going to help me move stuff. People are willing to foster plants. I rehomed a lot of plants, and, you know, with people who felt terrible because they felt like they were scavenging, but that's not the case at all. You know, like I said, many of these plants have sentimental value to me because they were given to me by people, or they represent a particular time period of my life. And those are the ones I'm going to try and take with me to, you know, in the space that I will have. And others I'm fostering until I can maybe get them back. But there are a lot here that, you know, over the years I used to propagate pretty regularly for, you know, the Lotus Land silent auction and the Horticulturist of the Year silent auction. So, you know, like I love this crazy snake pot very much. I'd like to keep that, but I've never found a plant that did really well in it. I'm still looking for the perfect resident. You know, this is a Tagetes that I'm basically propagating to give to somebody. These are extra plants. This is a plant that I thought was going to be a cute little thing in a pot, and now it turned into a shrub. So that's being rehomed. So, you know, it's you know, this agave I have to keep. This pot I want to keep because a good friend of mine made it. This Aporo cactus I've had almost since I moved in here. So, you know, this is Epiphyllum chrysocardium, and it's finally happy now that I have to move it. It's a very beautiful and kind of unusual plant, so I'm going to try and take that with me. I've found someone who is really good with tillandsias, who can probably, you know, foster most of these tillandsias. And a lot of these were just extras, you know. I helped clear out people's estates, and there were like leftover plants, and, you know, I'm sure the gardeners out there can understand that it's you hate to see an orphan plant, you know. So a lot of them I kind of took I'm not, no, I love all the plants, but some of them I sort of took because they were just left over and I couldn't stand to see them thrown out. And I thought, oh, I'll propagate them and give them away. So, this one here is a type of kalanchoe that was like a table favor at some zoo function years ago. And that's a Sansevieria from Baker's Acres. And this is my beloved Disocactus that is the Empress of Germany, and I haven't had enough coffee to remember the botanical name. So that's a Category 1 plant that's coming with me. This is a mystery plant from Baker's Acres. This is a cycad that I'm gonna try and keep with me. I think there's enough space on the porch in the new place. This is my that's a Titan, not a Titan arum, it's the Dragon arum, and it's a bulb. I really want to try and keep that. Little Tillandsia that I want to keep. The bird collection, so all of these bird planters came from different sources. Some of them came from the estate of my friend Kathy Crystal. Some of them I bought. A couple of them were gifts from people. Once you have a couple of things, people go, oh, you've got a collection, So I'm going to try and keep the bird collection together. I'm hoping I can infiltrate the planter beds at the new place with that. So again, more Tillandsias. This arbor got completely bent up when the big elderberry fell last year, which I feel was an omen of having to leave this place. So I'm going to try and keep the arbors if I can find someone who will stash them for me. These are all beautiful, but easily replaceable. This Plectranthus is actually almost kind of a weed. It's a cycad that's not particularly uncommon, so I'm rehoming that one. This is a black elderberry, which I'm sad about because it's finally happy and they're probably just going to chop everything down. So I already rehomed a couple things yesterday with a friend of mine who lives in Burbank. This one's coming with me. This is Petalanthus macrocarpus, which is a really lovely Baja plant. That's got to come with me. I'm going to try and dig up as much of this fern and rehome it as I can because it's really beautiful and I believe it's native. So hoping someone will want that. These Bocarnias I'm rehoming. I'm not even fostering. I'm just rehoming because the only reason I really put them here was I wanted coverage after the elderberry fell because it was just looking, people were awfully close on the sidewalk. And and at least this is doing its thing in time. This is the polite name is the balloon plant, but the funny, silly name is the hairy balls plant. I was hoping it would make seed pods before I move out, and it is complying. So, got some. This is a neat bulb from South America that I'd like to keep if I can, but I don't know. Someone's going to take this Aristolochia with Californica, which is, our native pipeline. Really beautiful, cool flowers. It traps its pollinators. The garlic chives were nice to have. I don't know if I have the space for that. I think I'd rather keep my Haworthias together. I'm hoping I can find space for a couple of these plant stands to keep that collection together. This is just ridiculous. This is a Queen of the Night, which is Epiphyllum oxypetalum. It was given to me as like one stem about 15, 16 years ago, and it is almost a weed. So I'm hoping somebody will be interested in taking the whole thing, but if not, I'm gonna break it up and give it away at like a succulent meeting or something. More Tillandsias. I'm not gonna have space for all of these, so like I said, I've got a friend who's taken them. This Boea volubilis I won in a bidding war at a past Horticulturist of the Year event, and so I'm hoping I can find room for that. I think I can probably take at least 3 of the plant stands. I think I'm going to go over to the new place and measure the spaces to see how much room I have. There are no window shelves like this, so I don't think I can recreate this. I got a home for this ribes that came up. It was a volunteer after the fall of the elder tree. Sadly, I killed another staghorn fern. It's kind of recovering, but I think I might just throw in the towel on that one. giving away this pseudo capsicum to someone at work because it's useful for teaching about buzz pollination. Basically going to foster out all of these epiphyllums because I'm not going to have any space to hang all of them, so they're just going to have to live with somebody else until I can figure out what to do with them. I actually never wanted to really collect epiphyllums. It just turned into a thing. People, like I said, you get 2 or 3 of a thing and then people go, oh, it's a collection. So this is a beautiful South American salvia that makes black flowers. You may have seen me post about it. That's just too big. It's going to have to be rehomed. More hanging plants that I'm, some of them some of the epiphyllums, I don't even know what the flowers look like because they've never bloomed for me yet. So this one's got to go with me. This is like a tiny relative of the Petalanthus macrocarpus. It's Petalanthus cymbifera. It's not that big. I think I can probably take it with me. Also, it came from the Huntington, so it's got sentimental value. Lots of random succulents. A lot of these small things I'm totally happy to part with because, again, they were rescues from clearance and such. I'm going to have to sort through the small stuff, but I can't really do it until we clear some of the big items. I need room for staging, so yep. There's a cool green dragon. That's an aeroid that was given to me. A very cool plant. Something I rescued from Baker's Acres. These are pots I made when I was in ceramics, so I'm going to try and keep those because sentimental value. I think the thing to do will be to take as many plants as I can over there and then see how much I can fit, and then I might have a second round of rehoming. This was kind of a gifty cactus. I think I'm just going to dig this one up and take it to a cactus meeting, see if somebody wants that. This side yard is actually kind of a mess. I think what I'm going to do is after I rehome a lot of stuff and after I have the fosters all set up with people, I think what I'm going to do is let my Buy Nothing group that I'm going to have you dig it and just bring a shovel and some empty nursery pots and you can dig up whatever is growing in the ground, because there's some good landscape plants here. I'm sad to let them go, but they're not, they're landscape plants, so they're not particularly irreplaceable. They're not expensive or anything. This is this is Calabanus hookeri, which is from Mexico. It's also called the Mexican boulder plant. This was a gift from a good friend many years ago. I didn't think it had grown much, and then I found old pictures from like 2010 and realized, oh my god, it really did grow a lot. It's just it's a stealth grower. So a lot of these plants have funny stories attached to them. There was the bidding war with John Greenlee. Many came from Baker's Acres. There were plants that I found. This is the little bulbs there are Dreamia, and those actually came from Joan Citron many years ago, and I finally repotted them and now they're really happy and producing new growth. So that's one that I want to try and take with me. Same with this pelargonium. I have already thinned out a lot. I gave away a lot. Once I saw this coming, once the property went up for sale in January, I knew that, probably our days were numbered. So I started already kind of triaging. So this is kind of the side yard. This is the full sun area. It's not really full sun. It gets morning sun. It's the brightest corner because it faces southeast. So these are all the plants that need to stay dry and need a lot of light. A couple of these are left over from my teaching days. They're plants that I used to use because they show examples of adaptations that I wanted to share with the students. Some of them, like this Pelargonium quadrangularis, or tetragonum, I think it's tetragonum. This is easily propagated, so I think I'm just going to take a smaller cutting of it with me. This desert orchid I have to keep because it's a desert orchid, and who knew? And so this is the driveway. I had some problems with people running over things for a while, and then I put these concrete chunks that came from another friend who had cleared her patio That's Hesperalo or Hespero yucca, whichever you want to call it. And this was also a wonderful gift from a friend. This is, it used to be not a Cactus magnifica, and I think they reclassified it into Perodia, but you know, it's always not a cactus to me because, you know, it's a cactus, it's not a cactus. One of my favorites and one that I really need to take with me. That's a priority plant. This was a gift from a friend who moved to the Pacific Northwest and left me with a lot of the succulent plants. But this is also not super irreplaceable, and actually it would probably be happier in the ground. These are a couple full sun things that I'm gonna give to a friend who has like a just totally full sun yard. This is kind of like that other one on the other side of the yard. I bought it because it looked really cool. It's got these weird flat stems, but it also is turning into a shrub, which is, you know, I don't have space, and so I was gonna try and rehome it anyway. So I've had this shoddy eye cactus for, I think I bought it at a cactus and succulent show and sale probably in like 2006. So it's very slow growing. The agave was a gift from a friend, which I'm going to try and take with me. You know, this has never really done much for me. I don't know if it's unhappy, whatever. I should probably try and rehome that. This is an excellent pelargonium, but I don't think I'm gonna have the space for it. It's a scented pelargonium that smells like, I think it's the nutmeg scented maybe. This is a cool aloe, which has to come with me. The kumquat was nice to have, but I can totally live without. Those of you who are plant people and know the pregnant onion know that this is basically a weed, but you know, it was kind of cute in this pot. This is the flying dragon trifoliate citrus, which is the rootstock that they use to graft and make dwarf citrus trees. I love this plant. I would love to keep it, but I think I'm going to temporarily leave it here in Burbank with a friend who's nearby. Because again, space considerations, I'm not sure how much room I'm going to have. This has to come with me. This is the true dragon tree, Dracaena cinnabarii, that they used to use the sap from to stain violins. These are little propagated things that I was gonna, you know, raise for silent auctions. That's a really big Cornea schneideriana, which is also called red dragon. I might lend this one out too because it's easy to grow, and I could just take a cutting, and I think my friend would probably appreciate it. I got a taker for the blood orange. I got a taker for the lime. I would love to keep this Meyer lemon. I bought it from Orchard Supply Hardware in about 1995. It's been in the same pot ever since, and I would love to keep it because it's nice to have Meyer lemons. So again, it's a space problem consideration. And then this is Dracaena Draco, which is the common large form. This was seed grown by a friend of mine, and I've had it for probably, I don't know, 10 years, 12 years. And it's finally kind of forming a trunk. And I had seen one of these at like Lotus Land or some other garden where they had one. I was surprised that you could grow it in a pot, but it looks like it does okay. But I'm not gonna have the space for that, so rehoming that. So yeah, it's been a good time. You know, part of my morning ritual is watering the plants back here and thinking about stuff, what I'm working on for the day. You know, if I'm writing something, I often come out here, and while I'm watering, I think about, you know, editing and how to fix things and have ideas and stuff. So I'm very thankful for all of my plant friends who are helping me with this move, because if I had to just abandon stuff, I would be really gutted. So it really means a lot to me. And again, you never know. The future is uncertain. The hero's unknown. You know, I may end up not staying at this new place for all that long. Maybe I'll luck out and find something in Altadena where I could actually have, you know, sort of rebuild a garden again. I looked at a place that was really beautiful, but just had like nothing but stairs, and I just couldn't see myself schlepping things up and down those stairs, teaching materials and stuff. So, oh, and this is a really neat cotyledon, I think. And it's making these beautiful flowers that are typical of this genus. I think I got this at Growing Works. So they have a lot of really cool plants. So in any case, that's it for the garden. It's been a really good run, and I really thank everyone who ever came by and appreciated it and talked about plants with me or gave me plants or rehomed things. So that's all she wrote. See ya.